There are new rules for businesses and you need to take action now. In this presentation, I'm going to cover the new arrangements for your business on trading with the EU and countries outside of the EU. Firstly, I'm going to talk about bilateral trade agreements. A bilateral trade agreement is an agreement between countries or groups of countries that removes or reduces tariffs and other restrictions on goods and services traded between them. UK trade agreements entered into effect from the 1st of January 2021 when the transition period ended. The UK has sought to reproduce the effects of trading agreements that previously applied to ensure continuity for UK business. The United Kingdom and the European Union have agreed a trade and cooperation agreement, also known as the TCA. Since leaving the EU on the 31st of January 2020, the UK has also launched negotiations with other major trading partners. This next section will cover trading under the TCA. Businesses need to be aware that to qualify for preferential lower tariffs under the EU Trade and Cooperation Agreement, UK exports need to be able to prove origin. This was true in 2020 and remains the case. EU content and processing will still count towards meeting the origin threshold under continuity trade agreements. You can continue to use the EUR1 and EUR-MED format, if applicable, for movement certificates with trade partners that have mutual free trade agreements with the EU. Updated certificates of origin will be available as soon as the agreement takes effect from your usual provider, for example, Chambers of Commerce. Certificates will look very similar to those currently in use. They will just show the UK as the place of origin rather than the EU. For some countries, your origin declaration may need to be submitted by an approved exporter. Please refer to gov.uk's page on UK agreements with non-EU countries to find further information on each country, or by scanning the QR code on the next slide. For your business, we ask you to take the necessary actions to understand trading with non-EU countries now the transition period has ended and EU trade agreements cease to apply to the UK. You should check if the UK has a trade agreement in place with the country you will be trading with. Where trade agreements are in place, UK businesses are able to continue to trade as they did before the transition period ended. Any significant changes are set out on gov.uk. To understand changes to trading with non-EU countries, please search for UK trade agreements with non-EU countries on the gov.uk website. You can also access this page by using the QR code on this slide. For further information on the UK's trade agreements, please search for the UK's trade agreements on the gov.uk website or scan the QR code on screen now. I'm now going to talk about the Generalised Scheme of Preferences. So what is the Generalised Scheme of Preferences? Well, this scheme means that UK importers pay lower, often zero tariffs on goods from around 70 developing countries. This covers, for example, many imports from a large number of countries in Africa and South Asia. So what does your business need to know? The UK has replicated the current EU GSP scheme to provide the same level of access for developing countries. It will do this by continuing to replicate those tariffs removed by the EU GSP and providing the same percentage points reductions on tariffs currently reduced by the EU GSP. To receive GSP rates of import duty, goods must originate from a GSP country and an importer must demonstrate a valid proof of origin. So can GSP goods be traded between the UK and the EU? Well, the answer to that is no, as the UK and the EU do not have an agreement with each other to allow businesses to redistribute GSP goods between the UK and the EU using a replacement proof of origin. However, Goods entering the UK via the EU and vice versa as a transit country may still be eligible for GSP preferences if it meets the non-manipulation rules, which means the goods must be the same goods as were exported from the GSP country. They must not have been altered or transformed in any way. Goods must be kept under customs supervision at all times in the country of transit. The goods must not have been released into free circulation in the EU, and the goods must meet the UK GSP origin rules and will need to be accompanied by a proof of origin made out by the exporter in the GSP country. For further information, please search for Trading with Developing Nations from the 1st of January 2021 on the gov.uk website, or scan the QR code on screen now. You can claim preferential tariffs under the Generalised Scheme of Preference with a valid proof of origin. To qualify for preferential duty rates, products originating in Generalised Scheme of Preference countries must have either of the following: a Generalised Scheme of Preferences Form A, which does not need to be stamped or signed by an authority designated by the GSP beneficiary country, or an origin declaration on an invoice, packing list or consignment note, which must include information that allows the identification of an originating product. The UK continues to accept EU REC statements dated before the 31st of December 2020 for goods cleared by customs for up to 1 year from the 31st of December 2020. This is to allow for goods in transit or customs warehousing. You can obtain a GSP Form A from the gov.uk website or by scanning the QR code on screen now. Further information can also be found on the EU's GSP guidance page by scanning the QR code provided on screen. Lastly, I'm going to cover trade remedies. Trade remedies allow World Trade Organization members to protect domestic industries from unfair practices around imports. For example, material injury caused by unfair trading practice, such as dumped or subsidized imports or unforeseen surges in imports. They usually take the form of an additional duty placed on imports of specific products. The UK is assessing existing EU trade remedy measures in which UK industries have an interest to determine whether they should be transitioned into the UK trade remedies system. Some reviews have already been initiated, and these cover products including biodiesel from the USA and Canada, rainbow trout from Turkey, and PSC wire from China. The UK's new Independent Trade Remedies Investigation Authority, the Trade Remedies Investigations Directorate, or otherwise known as TRID, is operational, and you are able to apply for an investigation if you believe your industry requires a new trade remedy measure. If your business is affected by an existing EU trade remedy, you can find out about transition reviews into EU measures on the public file by scanning the QR code on screen now. If you believe your industry requires a new trade remedy measure, you should familiarise yourself with the Trade Remedies Investigation process and apply for an investigation. Find out about the UK's Trade Remedies process by scanning the QR code on screen, or search for the UK Trade Remedies Investigation process on gov.uk, or by emailing contact@traderemedies.gov.uk. These new rules will affect your business under the UK's new trading relations. You need to take action now to ensure your business complies and to keep your business moving.